everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. We are going to be bringing some balance to this world, one household at a time, with our guest today, Sandra King. How are you, Sandra?
Hi, Kim. How are you?
Oh, I am better now that I know about this KMB. And you have a famous name for this, Sandra King from KMB. You know, so you got this. I think you got this market wrapped, tight. I'm excited.
Thank you. I'm excited as well.
Oh my gosh. Listen, everybody, grab your virtual seats. Make sure you share the broadcast. Invite your friends and family to be a part of today's discussion. We're going to, instead of me telling you what we're going to talk about, give them just a snippet, about like 30 seconds or so, of what they can expect on today's episode. Take it away, Sandra.
You can expect to hear more about my smoothies, how it began, how my journey began, the benefits of my smoothies, and how it all started for me.
Woohoo! So I'm, you know what? I'm almost like my cheeks are burning because I feel like I'm at like a wedding or something. And you know how you get really tight cheeks because you're so proud of, oh my God, they're getting married. Well, that's how I feel about your smoothie line. I'm so excited about it. Everyone's raving about it. And you've had lots of news articles, lots of people just diving right into this delectable, almost like treat is really what it is. So I'm excited. So y'all get ready, because we're going to have a great episode. Let me take a quick commercial break. When we come back, you're going to get a formal introduction. Plus, hopefully by then, you all have also shared the broadcast and maybe even had a chance to send some stars. I found out that the Kim Jacobs Show on Facebook now, you can send stars. Wink, wink.
Wow.
What? We just qualified for stars. So make sure you all send some love over there as well. We'll be right back after this commercial break with a formal introduction of our guest, Sandra King. We'll be right back.
When someone has lost a loved one, they want to know what exactly happened. They want to know, is the other person going to be held responsible? And they want closure. At Hunter & Everett, we help clients that have lost a loved one move on, and to do that with dignity and respect that they deserve.
Law firm. That's one of our episode sponsors today. If you have not personally connected with Hunter Everett Law Firm, they are in the North Carolina, the South Carolina, and the Alabama area. Make sure you let them know that the Kim Jacobs Show sent you their way when you do visit. They're also in the Richmond, Virginia area also. So make sure you all reach out to them and utilize them for your personal injury, wrongful death. If you're dealing with disability, any of those things, make sure that you reach out to them and let them know the Kim Jacobs Show sent you. Listen, we have a spectacular guest that has nothing. She's a visionary, nothing short of being a visionary herself. Sandra King is the owner of KMB Smooth Nutrition. She is a resident in Lakeland, Tennessee, and a mother of 4 and a grandmother of 3. I did not even know that. Her main reason for starting KMB Smooth Nutrition, I'm not going to tell you, even though it's in her bio. I'm going to let her tell you that. And let me go to something else. You can check out more about her and we're going to share all of her contact information with you.
Mhm.
But she was also featured in the Bartlett Express newspaper, so that's important to know as well. She's an established author. Her latest devotional is entitled My Daily Prayer, Volume 2, and it's available on Amazon. My Daily Prayer, Volume 2, available on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and online. Okay, so lots of bookstores have this as well. The Novel Bookstore, Demore Bookstore, Books and Things, and the Bookmark Bookstore also houses her My Daily Prayer Volume 2. Welcome, Sandra, to the Kim Jacobs Show.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here, Kim. I'm so excited to be here to share
All
this
right,
with
let's
you
get
all.
started. Take us
Okay.
back. I know I need to eat better, do
Hmm.
better, different things, and I'm doing it. I've actually lost 12 pounds, but
Wow.
my son lost 100 pounds, and he
I
has
saw
been,
that.
oh my gosh, he's been helping me so much, just telling me some things
That's
to do
wonderful.
to transform. This is not to show a photo of nudity, but this is him before, right?
Wow.
And this is him now through proper
That
eating
is
and exercising.
amazing.
He just received his NASM certification, so he is now a personal
That is
trainer certified.
amazing. That
I'm
is
proud of him.
amazing. Congrats.
Yes, I'm
That's
so proud
awesome.
of him
That's
with that.
awesome. I love seeing that.
I'm proud of all of my children, but I'm excited about the fact that that happened. So tell us, it takes a special kind of like anointing or gift to even be interested in starting to blend some smoothies together and get that right concoction. Tell us what happened on your journey.
Yeah, it really does. It started roughly about 10, I would say 10 years ago.
Okay.
And I was just doing it as a thing. Writing was always my first love. And I was blogging. That's how it started. I had my own blog and I was under another name, which was simply Sandra K. And there I just started blogging different recipes, smoothies, wellness tips, food that I cooked. So I was just kind of like just sharing it.
Okay.
And I started experiencing some health problems. I had bad like migraine headaches. I was started to get real lethargic. My blood pressure was up really high, and I was having like really bad problems with acid reflux. It was like my digestion was just horrible to the point I
Okay.
couldn't sleep. I was
Huh.
put on medication because it was just like my food would just, I would consume it, but it would just sit there to the point that I was just almost nauseous and
Right.
I just couldn't get it to digest and I had heartburn. It was just,
That's
I just felt like my
gastroesophageal
body was,
reflux
yeah, all
disease
over
and
the
all of that.
place. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So I took a visit to my physician and I was like, all of this is going on. I'm just trying to figure out what's happening here.
Hmm.
So he told me at the time, well, just cut back. Are you drinking this? Are you eating this? I'm like, no, I'm an active person. I'm not, I didn't consider myself bad health. And I said,
Right.
everything is just like irritates me. Everything I'm doing, it seems like it's not the right thing. So he
Okay.
suggested putting me on medication. So I was like, oh, I really didn't want to
Right.
get
Here
put
we
on
go.
medication. Yeah, so I was just like another statistic that I'm going to be placed on medication. So I told him, I said, well, let me try a different method. And it so happened we were getting ready to go on a fast at church. It was like a Daniel fast.
Okay.
And we did it for like a week. I believe it was like a week.
Okay.
And we normally do no bread, no sweet, no meat. So I started doing that and I noticed I was feeling better. I wasn't just experiencing some of those problems. So I was like, okay, something's going on here. So I decided to take it a little further. Even after we had the fast, I said, well, I'm going to test the theory here. I'm going to eliminate meat and see what happens.
Okay.
Completely eliminate it. So I decided to go vegetarian I did it for like 6 months. And when I did that, all of my symptoms
So
left
no meat. You just went cold
miraculously.
turkey on
I
no
went
meat
cold
for
turkey.
6 months.
Yeah, I went
That alone
for
is
six
discipline
months.
because that is
It
not easy
is.
to do.
I was really determined because I wanted to see, for one thing, if that theory worked. If I
Okay.
eliminated all these foods, if I eliminated meat, what would actually happen to my body? And I wanted to see if my symptoms would leave.
Did
And
they?
it did. It was like miraculous. I had so much energy. And at the time, I used to work at the Board of Education. I had a background in education. And I had a high demand job. I had to be just on it all the time, just on the tip of your toes, just all the time. And I couldn't afford to, I said, I don't have time to be taking medication. I don't have time to feel sluggish. It just wasn't in the cards at the time.
Right.
So when I did that, I just started having so much energy. I noticed my skin was changing. I noticed my digestion. I could dissolve food. Didn't have any issues. It was
No
just like
blockage. It just
miraculous.
went.
It just left.
Wow.
And I sat back and I was just like, this is a miracle. I was just like, this is the impact food has on you. I know for a fact now that it's the food that's impacting us. And that's
Wow.
how it started for me. Yeah.
Okay. So now, so you do your own clinical trial, basically. You just do your
Yeah, I
own
did my
clinical
own
means the
clinical.
physicians are doing it, but you
Yes,
did your own personal trial.
I did my own personal trial. And when I went back to my doctor, he was like, what did you do?
What did you do? Because it worked, right?
Because it worked. And I told him what I did, and he was just like blown away. He was like, wow, you did that. And he was like, there's no need. And that's been probably about 7 or 8 years. I haven't had to take my acid reflux medication. My migraines have pretty much left. I may experience one here or there, but normally if I do, I know it's something that I've done to trigger it. It's
Wow.
either I started back eating something that I know I shouldn't be eating, or it's something that I know that I'm kind of contributing to it. But everything just left. Like I said, my energy went up. It was almost like I had to pull back eating some of the vegetables because I had so much energy to the point I was almost couldn't sleep at night. It was just like I was just on a high.
Now,
And it was just like,
with this, you would start. You did your own personal trial, but you did this. Did you blended all of these things
I
together?
started blending. I started with drinking a green smoothie. And I tell people this all the time when they ask my opinion or where should they start. If they ask for a smoothie, I always suggest a green smoothie because greens have so much health benefits to it. It has so many nutrients. It has the fiber in the greens. It has that boosts your immunity, energy, skin. It helps with digestion.
That's
And I was
good.
drinking a green smoothie every single day. I was
So
just putting everything within that smoothie that I knew that I wasn't getting on a daily basis.
that's
And it
good.
worked.
So somebody type
Yeah.
green smoothie is what Sandra King
Type it
recommends.
in.
A green smoothie. If you're just starting out with juicing or trying to make a smoothie concoction, start with a green smoothie. When you say
Yeah.
green smoothie, can you be more specific to tell us what type of greens you're putting into that smoothie? And what
Normally in a
ingredients?
green smoothie, I put in spinach. I always put spinach in it. I put kale. A lot of people get intimidated by kale, but I find if you just kind of balance the two together and mix it with different, I usually try to put either pineapple or something in it to kind of mask that taste. Because some people, I tell them it's all up here. They they get intimidated by the green smoothie. They're just like, I don't want it because it's green. And I'm saying, well, have you tried it? Or
Right.
are you just thinking it's green and you don't want it? And most of the time, I would say 80% of the people say they know it's green and they just don't want it.
Oh,
So I
okay.
tell
Ask the
them
question before you finish.
yeah,
Listen,
yeah,
are you
it starts
intimidated
here.
by green
Hmm.
smoothies? Somebody put a
Yeah,
yes or a no, or I'm not sure because I haven't even tried it. Put some comments in the comment section. Are you intimidated?
yeah,
And
they
one
get
question somebody
intimidated.
asked, Dennis said, do you grow your own fruits and vegetables?
I don't, but I hope to start doing that.
Well, guess what? My
That's
daughter
that's
does.
um
She grows spinach and lettuce, all kind of stuff, and she does a
mhm.
great job. She's only 14 years old, and she has these
Wow.
big zucchini and different things. I post pictures at different times, so they're on my social media page.
Yeah,
But I am
that's
impressed that she's able to
awesome.
grow these
That's
vegetables
very
and
impressive at that age.
survive.
My mom actually does. She grows all of that. That she and my father were faithful. They're advocates for gardening.
Okay.
So I've always been brought up on the importance of just eating foods that come straight from the earth, ground, that you plant with your own hands, your seeds. So that's
Yeah.
kind of how it started for me as well.
Good, good. So your mom
Yeah,
and dad have a green thumb, so they know how to grow
definitely,
the fruits and vegetables.
definitely. Yes.
Excellent. And someone, okay, smoothie mama, a smoothie mama said, I love green smoothies.
Yes, and that's actually my oldest daughter.
Oh, actually, I was gonna say, and I know that if it's a smoothie mama, it's somebody
Yes.
leading you. I wasn't
And
sure. I was
she's
like, maybe they're an
amazing.
influencer somewhere on YouTube, I think is where
No,
they're
she
tuning in
isn't an
from.
influencer. She's an influencer as well, but and she's amazing. She has smoothies is what she I tell her she got that good part from me. She's so much like me and she's all into health and wellness as well. But
Hey, so
green
she has to
smoothies
come on the
are just
show.
awesome.
She
She
needs to,
has to.
yeah.
You hear
Smoothie
that?
Mama, you are
You
invited to be a guest on the Kim Jacobs show. Your mama didn't tell me all of the extra talents and gifts that you all have flowing through your
She
family over there.
does. She does. Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so somebody said not at all. Are you a grower? Amazing. Okay, I see all of your comments. Smart. Start with a green smoothie. Add some pineapple, spinach, and
Yes.
kale.
I have one of my top sellers. It's Neva's Greens. I named that after my mother. Her name is Geneva. And she has a green thumb, so she loves everything green. So I named that one after her. But that has coconut water in it. It
Is that
has
is that it?
spinach. That's the If I Were a Boy. That was one of my newer ones. The green one, I think you have a picture of that, but
I
it's like
have a
the all
picture. I'm
green
sure it's
one.
right.
That's the Gray's Games,
Okay. Okay. Well, I have
but
a
it's
whole bunch
just
of
solid.
photos.
Yes, it's
Let's see.
solid green, and that's Sunset. That's another good one.
What's in that one? I want that for sure.
That actually has apple juice. It has pineapples in it, fresh lemon, ginger. It has mango, and it also has carrots in it. So it's like a
Mm.
mixture of sweet and tangy, and it has like a little bit of heat from the ginger.
Oh, you said a little
It's
bit of
really good.
heat.
Yes,
See,
because
how
you can
would you
taste
know to
that
use that
ginger in it.
term? How would you know to say heat?
It has, because ginger has that little kind of hot kick to it. So it's like you get that back taste of that ginger in the back of your throat when you're drinking that.
Mm.
So it's like you get that sweetness, you get that tanginess, and then it's just like that ginger just balances it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So keep telling us some more. What
Yeah,
made
so
you?
the green smoothie that has coconut water, it has spinach, it has kale, and it has pineapple, mango. I use wheatgrass, juice powder, and hemp seeds in that particular smoothie. And it's
Mhm.
really good. It's fruity. Everyone says it tastes like the green Jolly Rancher candy. So
Mm.
they're shocked when they taste it because the coconut water is really hydrating. A lot of places that I do events at, they love it because it's like if they've had a workout, they get replenished with that coconut water. And it's
That's
just so refreshing. And then they're getting all those greens in there. You're getting the hemp seeds, so you're getting your omegas in there, and you're getting energy as well back into you.
I think I found
Yeah.
I'm downloading some more of these pictures. I think I found, I don't know if this, all of them look kind of greenish to me, except for without my glasses on. So I think I don't know what I'm over here doing, trying to find the photo, but that sounds amazing too. All of them.
Yes.
The
Thank
people seem to be
you.
so happy. Let's see.
Yes.
I'm definitely
And
going
it's
to be
really
getting an
good.
order from, huh?
It's really good. Now, yeah, that's If I Were a Boy. That's a good one.
Oh,
That has
amazing.
blue magic powder in it. It's like a superfood blue powder in it. It has pineapple mango. I have protein powder in it, and I put collagen in all of my smoothies as well because I just know when you get older, your body you lose a lot of collagen, and it helps with movement. It helps with your muscles, your tissue. It helps with skin, hair, nails. So I always implement collagen in all of my smoothies because I
Oh,
just know people need more collagen, and it really helps. It really helps.
so that's a major plus. Not most people or smoothie companies are interested in putting that protein, the whey,
Mhm.
and stuff like that. But you're
Mhm.
saying something that's unique about yours is the collagen.
Yes.
Oh,
And it will
have you ever thought about going to like Shark Tank or anything?
I have. I've had a lot of people suggest that. I have some people suggest you need to go to Whole Foods. So I'm actually all of that is on my radar.
It needs to
I'm
be
working on a
quickly on
lot.
your radar because this is
Yes,
some,
I'm working on a lot.
yeah, and
Yeah.
especially with the smoothie mama over there, she's an influencer too, so she knows what she's doing. She can get you out there. And this is gonna
Yes.
go to 46 countries, so you gonna get some exposure here too,
Thank
for sure.
you. Yes. In collagen, I tell people all the time, they think I'm half my age. And I tell them that's why. I drink a smoothie every day, and the collagen, I'm telling you, it absolutely works. And if I don't have a smoothie a day, I implement it in my coffee because it dissolves in any type of liquid. It's tasteless, it's flavorless, and it just blends right with whatever liquid you're drinking. So I make
Wow.
sure I get it in. Mhm,
This is an incredible topic that we're talking about today, which
mhm.
is just the importance of being able to blend some of your food items to make it work
Yeah.
for you from a digestive perspective, from a aging perspective, according to
Mhm.
what Sandra is talking about. I don't know how old you are. You don't have to reveal that, but you are somebody's grandmother.
48.
Of,
I'm
huh?
48. 48.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do not look any no 48, nothing, maybe in your 30s, but I don't
Thank
know,
you.
late 30s, late
Thank you.
38, 39. I don't know. I don't have a clue. But you do not look 48 at all. I'm 52.
It
I probably do
Wow,
look
you
52.
look good. No, you
No, I have
don't.
no
And I
collagen, girl.
feel
I need
really
some
good.
collagen.
Collagen is amazing. I tell people collagen is absolutely amazing. It's phenomenal. It really is.
So when we come back, I want after the commercial break, I want to find out where people can officially start with that first step because you've mastered it at this point. You had GERD, gastroesophageal reflux
Mhm,
disease, you were having heartburn, all of these medical issues
mhm.
kind of that thrust you
Yes.
into wanting to start doing this. But what about people that just want to start doing it, but they don't have a lot of medical issues, but they really don't know where to begin?
Mhm.
After this commercial break, Sandra King's going to walk us through some steps on how we can blend some smoothies and incorporate
Yeah,
them into our lives. We'll be right back right after this
definitely.
commercial break.
Okay.
I have peace of mind with
Love
Silver
green.
Shield Security, which has been protecting my family and home, along with servicing the Carolinas for over a decade. Silver Shield Security knows the importance of convenience and safety. Whether you live in an apartment, a home, or run a business, they are here to protect you from unwanted intrusions and fires. Call now at 704-440-4688 or visit the website at www.silvershield-security.com. You can use my promo code #ToneX and get 1/2 off your installation price. Don't forget to ask about the new no money down options. Let Silver Shield Security help to give you peace of mind, just like me and my family, and keep your business safe.
Right, everybody. I'm tagging some people too and telling them, hey, I know some friends that love some smoothies. Dr. Lotus Roche,
Oh,
she's always whipping up some kind of smoothie. And
yes.
my mom loves green smoothies. She'll always do like kale and spinach. She'll put some pineapple in there and
Mhm.
some raw cane sugar and different things. And it's so delicious. So she's kind of
It
gotten it together.
is.
Oh yeah, my mom,
Look
she's
at
on there.
her.
Hey, Ma, how you doing?
Hello.
So, Sandra, tell us what are some basic steps for people that are first time smoothie interested in first time smoothies?
Basic steps, I would say, start with fruits that you know you like
Okay.
and blend in things with it that you know you may not like. So that way you're kind of getting a balance of the two. I know I used to absolutely hate kale, but I found out I could just throw it in with the spinach, with the other fruits that I like. Because the thing is, once you blend it, you really don't taste it. Once you
Okay.
just blend it all together with the right things, you don't really taste it. So it's like you're not getting that boldness of the kale. You're not getting overwhelmed by one thing.
Okay.
So that's what I tell people. Don't feel like you just have to get overwhelmed with it. Start small. Coconut water is really good. I absolutely hated coconut. I can't drink it by itself. I actually can't stomach it by itself. I've tried to drink it warm. I've tried to drink it cold.
Mm,
But the thing is, when I have it in my smoothie with the Neva's greens, it just blends and it's so refreshing. I don't even taste it because it's mixed in with the other ingredients.
okay.
And that's the only way I could get it in because coconut water itself has so many minerals and vitamins in it that your body needs, and I can't taste it because I'm throwing it all in together. So that was another thing when I first started. I felt so overwhelmed where to start because I knew I had these conditions and I didn't want to be eating a meal or just feel overwhelmed with I need this much portion of
Right.
greens. I need to get this much protein in. And they said I'm not getting enough omegas in. So I just felt so overwhelmed, like, where do I even start to
Where do
get
I
this?
begin?
What
Right.
do I need to take back? So I found out when I mixed it out, blended it all together, I was in control over what I
That's
had. and I was able to get the things that my body needed. So I also include things like chia seeds, hemp seeds, flaxseed, flax oil, wheatgrass juice powder, turmeric, collagen. So I use all of these different variations in my smoothies because that's not things that you normally can get on a daily basis. That
Right.
if you go get a meal, you're not going to get chia seeds unless you're just eating a chia pudding or
Unless you're
something.
you or my son
So
Ivan or somebody.
yeah, in my smoothies, I don't use sugar at all in my smoothies. I use agave because agave is safe for people who are
Yes.
diabetic or pre-diabetic. So I always use agave. I may use liquid date syrup because that's basically like the water with dates that have been simmered. So it's kind of almost like what do you call it? Simple sugar. So it's
Right.
basically you're just getting the dates and the water just blended, and you're not getting any added sugars. And I also use something called superfood honey, and it has bee pollen in it, and it's really good. It's a raw honey, and it's so nutritious, has so many health benefits, and it only takes a little bit for you to use, and it helps
Ooh,
with allergies, and it helps give it that extra sweetness if you're needing additional sweetness.
I need
So,
additional sweetness.
yeah,
If you need additional sweetness in the audience, please type "I need additional sweetness." Put that in the comment section. Just go ahead and be transparent and put it out there. Sometimes I'll try stuff and I'm like, "What? I need a lot more. What is this? Didn't
yes,
sweeten a thing."
yes. And a green smoothie, I tell people as well, it helps with weight loss. It helps with energy. So you don't have to just feel like, well, I just need to lose weight. So that's the only time I need to drink a green smoothie. No, you can drink a green smoothie every day. You can drink it multiple times a day. And you can add and take away things in a smoothie as well. So that's another thing that I like about smoothies. You can always add more to it. You can
Yes.
add, say you know you're not getting enough protein in. You can add things like banana, or you can add things like um, protein powder in it. You can add just so many variations to. You can add peanut butter in. You can add almond butter. That's protein. And so people just don't realize the effects that greens have on your body. And when you think about it, back in the days, even like in biblical days, that's what people ate. People ate things from the ground, they ate things from the trees, they ate nuts, they ate berries, and they got everything that their body needed. They didn't have all of the access to things that we have now, and they were fine. You know, their body, they had the protein. A lot of people think, well, I need to eat meat. That's the only way I can get protein. No, you can get protein in your greens, your leafy greens. You can get protein in a lot of the nuts. And so it's like there's so many more elements to food than just meat. You know, I'm not knocking meat, but it's just so much more in
So
just
many more options is what you're saying.
more options. Yeah.
That's good. Good. Well, I do eat meat, and then whoever's eating meat out there, then we're not condemning anybody or anything like
Yeah.
that. This is just some options that's worked
Yeah.
much better for
Definitely.
Sandra's personal health. And she's
Hmm.
sharing her own personal story and testimony here on the Kim Jacobs Show. I wanted to ask you too, Sandra, there are different combinations sometimes that I've heard from physicians that are things
Hmm.
you should not combined because it can cause some very negative reactions in our bodies. Is that something that you talk about at all or know about in that
Well,
regard?
I ask people all the time if they're experiencing some type of, most time people will tell me up front if they're experiencing a medical condition, or,
Mhm.
and I always tell them I'm not a physician. So if you're experiencing these problems, then definitely talk to your doctor. And
No,
I let them
I'm not
know,
talking about that though. So I'm not, that's not what I mean. So I'm saying it wrong. What I'm saying is there are some fruits and vegetables that
no,
you shouldn't put together, is what I was under the impression of, but I may be
okay.
off about it.
Well, no, everything I've tried so far, it works. It blends pretty well together. Now I have had some fruits and vegetables that I've just tried with test and error, and I'm like, oh no, that wasn't a good combination.
Right.
And I've
Okay.
had one on the menu before I had to take off because it just didn't go well. So I just said no, I'll just take that one off. But for the most part, you can pretty much pair different variations of fruits, different variations of vegetables. It just really depends on what you like, what you don't like, and what you know that you're tolerant to. Some people tell me they hate banana. They just hate the smell of it. They just can't, you
Right.
know. And I've had some people say they're allergic to banana. So I like hearing that feedback because it allows me to the chance to play around with different variation, to try something to substitute what they would get from the banana
Mhm.
in another type of fruit. And then I always research different fruits and vegetables as well,
Okay.
because you'll be surprised at how a different fruit tastes, a different vegetable tastes, and if you pair it with something else, you may not even taste what you were thinking that you were going to taste.
That's
That's just the
interesting.
beauty of a smoothie. Yeah.
Well, like on this site, drinsta.com, is a blog, like how you said you were blogging
Hmm.
before you did this. This person was talking about like making sure that when you're combining fruits and vegetables, they may look tempting and have high nutrition value, but some of them, if they're combined together, might cause some problems in your stomach and so forth, like some acidic fruits like strawberries
Hmm.
and grapefruits, or subacidic fruits like peaches and apples and pomegranates with sweet fruits like bananas can hamper your
Hmm.
digestion system, according to what this particular article was saying. But there are a lot of articles out there that talk
Yeah.
about these kind of things, but I don't know what's accurate and
I
what's
can
not.
see that. Yeah, I can see that because a lot of fruits and vegetables are more acidic than others. So if you know a grapefruit has a lot of acid in it, I wouldn't definitely pair it with another fruit that I know has high acid in it. It's like I'll kind of balance it out with something that I know is the opposite of that fruit, if that makes sense.
Yes. So you
So
know what you're
yeah,
doing because you've done
yeah,
it. So what people need to
I've done
do,
it.
listen to me carefully. The reason I'm saying all that I'm saying about mixing certain fruits and certain vegetables and
Mhm,
things is because Sandra, who's here today as our expert and guest, she's already mastered what the right combination is
mhm,
for these smoothies so that they're safe for you to digest. Sometimes when we're doing it on our own, we can do what we want to do, but make sure you look up some articles to make sure you're not causing more digestive
yes.
problems for yourself. But how do they get it from you? That's the reason I wanted to make that comment.
They can get smoothies from me. You can order it on my website, or you can contact me. All of my contact information is on my website. My contact information, you can message me, you can email me, you can place an order. A lot of people DM me on Instagram and say, "Hey, I want a particular smoothie," and I can deliver it for you. So most of the time, I'm either at a fitness studio or a yoga studio. Someone will send me a message and say, "Hey, can you give me a smoothie for this, or can you bring me this smoothie?" And I just meet them there with it, or I deliver it to them and have it ready
Oh,
for
wow.
them.
Kind of like an
Yeah.
Uber situation. So Uber
Yeah.
Eats or
Mhm.
whatever those things, DoorDash and stuff.
Yes.
Well, I have audio podcast listeners over on iHeartRadio and Spotify, iTunes, and different things. So say your information too, so that they can hear it over there.
Okay. My information, my website is KMB Smooth Nutrition. It's www.kbssmoothnutrition.com. My Instagram, that's where I post pretty much all of my events, smoothies. It's at KBS Smooth Nutrit without the ION at the end. So it's KBS Smooth Nutrit. And my phone number is on my website. My email is Sandra at kbssmoothnutrition.com. Phone number is 501-503-0774. You can text me on that number. You can message me. You can call me. And I try to make myself available to everyone as well.
Wow, this is great. So, what questions in the virtual studio audience do you all have? We want to definitely make sure we get to answer some of those when we come back right after this commercial break. Listen, if you're just tuning
Yes.
in, we're talking with Sandra King, who has KMB Smooth Nutrition, and she's out of the Tennessee area, but she can have it delivered directly to your home. So, make sure that you know that you don't have to try to figure this thing out, this smoothie world. Sandra King has it taken care of for you, okay? So make sure you connect with her. And we're going to come back and come to some of the studio audience comments right after this commercial break. We'll be right back.
Nothing says I love you more than Final Expense Insurance Whole Life Protection. With funeral advocacy nationwide, saving you and your family 30 to 80% off funerals and cremations. Nothing says I love you more than Get Insured Solutions, LLC. GetInsured.Solutions, 704-499-3616.
Everybody, we're back and we're talking with Sandra King, the owner of KMB smooth nutrition out of the Tennessee area. What are some of the comments, Mackenzie, backstage? If you could pop a couple up, I saw some questions. And Athena, our sunshine expert, she's going to be on the Kim Jacobs show tomorrow. So you'll get to hear from her along with some of our panelists of experts that we do this thing called Freestyle Friday. And so we talk about open-ended topics, and we have plenty of topics to talk about tomorrow on our Freestyle Friday episode. These are good, healthy tips to help improve your healthy lifestyle. Always good to do your research. This is good.
Yes.
Good morning, my sister Kim Jacobs and Sandra King. Glad to have you today. Someone here said inside the testimony said, I wasn't a fan of greens until Sandra convinced me to try Neva's greens. I couldn't taste the spinach or the kale at all. It was really delicious and the health benefits are amazing. How did you get her to do that? Tell us.
It all goes back to the knowing just how to balance out the ingredients. And I've played around with so many different green smoothies, and it's just all about finding that one that, gives that good balance of I tell people, I want to make sure I'm putting enough in to where you're getting the benefits, but I don't want to put it to where you're overwhelmed and feel like you can't drink it. So the coconut water is a good balance because it's hydrating. The spinach, the kale, the pineapple mango gives it kind of like that fruity taste. So it's almost like you're drinking a treat versus a green smoothie, and you're getting all the benefits in there as well. So,
is you have to do this, you all. You have to try this, okay? So I have never even tried a green smoothie, is what Dennis says, but he says I can't wait. Thanks to Sandra King.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, he
So
definitely has to try it.
About this.
Good. That's what I want. Green
now, are you able to
way
convince your children and grandchildren?
Yes. My grandson, he loves green smoothies. His mom makes smoothies for him all the time. All of my grandkids like smoothies, and they think it's almost like they're getting a shake or ice cream. That's how it tastes to them. And because it's fruity and they don't know that they're getting the greens in. So that's kind of how I started. My baby daughter, she used to hate just everything. So when I came up with that concoction, she was like, I don't like, and I didn't even tell her it was in there. So I just let her drink it. And when I found out she liked it, she was like, this is really good. And I was like, you know what's in it? And she's like, don't tell me this is in that. And she didn't know. And she loved it. And she just couldn't believe it. And I said, sometimes it's just all here. You just think, I know I don't like it. And until you try it, that's why I said you have to be willing to be open to try different things as well.
That's good. I'm thinking that people are going to be receptive to trying smoothies after hearing you today. So you do a lot of different things. You wear a lot of hats, and we're going to talk about some of those, but I want to go through and again, just show some of these images. Tell us about this.
Now that's actually at one of my yoga studios, and I do events all the time, Mind Body House. They're amazing there. And this is the first place that my smoothies are actually stocked. So they will be implementing my smoothies at their yoga studio. So now they'll be available for purchase there. And I actually have to go today to stock some more smoothies up, but they're available. So if they get out of a class, whether it's a yoga class, whether it's a Pilates class, it's a hip hop class, they now have access. They can go to the fridge, grab a smoothie, and go.
That's awesome. And I know you talked about this one earlier, but tell us about it again.
This is If I Were a Boy. And I just thought of that name because it was blue. So I was like, oh, that'd be a good name for that. And that has Blue Magic, which is like a superfood powder. It's like a blue spirulina powder. It has pineapple, it has mango, it has collagen in that one as well. So like I said, I try to put collagen in all of my smoothies, and it has a banana in it as well. And it just gives it an awesome taste. And not only does it taste good, I want it to be good for you.
That's good. So if a person has allergies, we just tell you what our allergies are, and then you can just make sure you customize something that we could.
Definitely.
That's good. Now tell us about this article. KMB's become
No.
a staple of area workout facilities.
Yeah, that was an amazing day. He called me and wanted to meet up with me. I was actually on my way to an event at Cycle Bar in Lakeland, and the publisher of the writer of the newspaper, said, "I'm gonna meet you there." And I was like, "Oh my God," you know. And he wanted to see how the event flowed, how the pop up would go, and he was just very interested. He said he had been kind of hearing a lot of buzz about K&Bs, the smoothies, and I had a setup that day, and I think I had a blackout smoothie and another yellow. I think it was a sunshine smoothie, which had chia seeds in it. And he told me he just definitely didn't want to taste the smoothie. And I said, "Are you sure?" And he was like, "No, I don't do smoothies, and it just really doesn't look appealing. It really doesn't look appealing to me." And I said, "Well, I can appreciate that." And I said, "Well, let me ask you this." And I asked him, I said, "Do you think you can just trust me?"
Right.
And he
Just
looked, and
trust
he just kind
me.
of looked at me, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, yeah." And I said, "Well, trust me enough just to sample these two smoothies. And if you don't like it," and I said, "No, no harm, no foul, you know, I don't want to take it personally."
Right.
So he was like, "Okay," you know. So I let him try both of them, and he said, "Sandra, I I, I wasn't expecting this." And I said, "So is that a good and you wasn't expecting?" He said, "Yes, this is delicious." He said, "I never would have thought I would like a smoothie." He said, "Because looking at this one, I would have never tried it." He said, "It just didn't even look appealing to me because it was
He's
black."
like, no,
I have
no, thank
another.
you.
He was like, "No, I just don't." And he said, "This tastes absolutely amazing." And he said, "I just wasn't expecting this at all." He said, I'm really blown away." And he said, "You have a good thing here." He said, "Now you've convinced me." And he actually wanted to take both smoothies with him. So I allowed him to take both of the full size. I said, "It's on me. You don't owe anything." I said, "Take it. I'm just glad that I convinced you to try something different, something that you said you know you didn't like." So
That's
yeah, that's
good.
what it's about. Yeah.
And so hence this article happened.
hmm And then
All
that
right.
article happened.
Awesome. And this one, you have another
And
article.
that's of that same article at the same place. And that was me at an event, and she was purchasing a smoothie, and she's one of the instructors at Cycle Bar, and she's a faithful
Supporter.
loyal customer. Yes, yes.
Awesome. Well, you have if you have a lot of. I see another one of the. I'm looking here at some of the different photos that I was able to obtain, and I want to make sure. What this kind of reminds me of those bobo. Do people get those?
Yeah, that's the Grays Games. I named that one after my son. He's a police officer now, but he said, "Mom, you have to create a chocolate," because he likes like peanut butter taste chocolate and protein. He was really into protein because he was working out and in training and everything. And he said, I want a smoothie, and my friend wants a smoothie that has chocolate. And I wasn't always a fan of chocolate until he kind of convinced me. He and my daughter convinced me, and I said, "Okay." So that one actually I use unsweetened almond milk in that. I use organic cacao powder. I also use frozen banana and mix it like a creamy
Mm,
shake. I use protein powder in it. It has coconut flakes. It has
mm.
chocolate
My
nibs
son
in
would
it,
love
cacao
that.
nibs. Yeah, it's really good. And it has sliced almonds, and I drizzle it with that superfood honey. So
Mm.
it's like you're getting a really good chocolate shake,
That's good. I
a
see all
healthy
kinds of
version.
different pictures back here. I'm just popping different ones up so you guys can get an idea of some of the ones she has. Look how rich and creamy that looks. What is that
Yeah,
one?
that is my Pink Panther, and that has raspberries in it. It has strawberries. I put collagen in that one. I actually use turkey tail, which is like a lion's mane, which is mushroom powder. It's good for your immune system. I had a
Mm,
person wanted a smoothie that boosts their immune, so that has that in there. So that's a really good one as well.
yeah. And so you're not using ice cream or yogurt or anything like that.
No, no,
And
no.
it looks so rich and
Yes.
you
And the
know?
key is using good fruit. I always get my fruit and vegetables. If I can't get vegetables from my mom, I always go to either somewhere like Whole Foods, Sprouts. I go there because you can honestly taste it different. I've gotten fruits other places, whether it's frozen, and it tastes nothing like what comes grown straight from a farmer. You could just taste the difference. You can even tell by looking at it. And I tell people I usually use frozen fruit. That makes a big difference. You have to use frozen fruit and less liquid. That's how you get that thick consistency, that creaminess, and different things can make a smoothie creamier as well. Like you can put avocado in a smoothie, that makes it rich and creamy. So it's like you can use different things that makes it that creamy, like ice cream consistency.
Hmm. Wow. You saying all of this is not going to make me go and start blending all of those things. I will need to get it from you. So thank you for being so kind to share that level.
You're
Okay, the
welcome.
more books and things. Tell us about this.
Now, that was the day that they were placing my book inside of the bookstore. They called me and told me that they wanted to place my book in, and then I was grateful because that was like that's a Black-owned bookstore. So that meant a lot to me because they were trying to get more African American authors noticed, and so that was a huge deal for me.
And this is her
Getting my book in there.
My Daily Prayer Volume 2 that she's talking
Yes.
about. You can get it on Amazon, and that's the book that she's written that is available. Can they also get it on your website or no?
Yes, they can get it on my website at mydailyprayer5.com. And they can also go directly to the bookstore at the Novel Bookstore. It's there available. It's at the Bookmark Bookstore. And they can get it on Amazon or they can get it online at Barnes and Noble.
Okay. But you said My Daily Prayer, the
Yeah, it's
number 5?
www.mydailyprayer5.com. And that's where all of my books are listed and they can purchase from that website as well. That's my author website.
I'm going to put that in the comments section here so you can go directly to get her books right from My Daily Prayer, the number 5.com. And we'll also put it up here in the banner just so you all can know where to go and get this book immediately, as well as we've also shared with you where you can get her smoothie line. My Daily Prayer, the number 5.com for the podcast audio listeners, My Daily Prayer, the number 5.com to get any of the books that Sandra King has written. So listen, we have talked about some good stuff here, but I think what I want to do, Mackenzie, play another attorney Charles Everidge commercial. But what I want to do when we come back, Sandra, is find out what tips would you give to budding entrepreneurs that want to venture out and start their own business. You've done it.
Yes.
What advice do you give those individuals that's tuning in that want to start their own business right after this commercial break with Sandra King?
I'm attorney Charles Everidge. I started out representing insurance companies until my father was seriously injured at work. 4 of his fingers were amputated. Our family went through a lot, so I know what you're going through as an injured worker. If you've been hurt on the job, call me now. I'll fight to get the workers' comp benefits you may deserve. I'll fight for you like family. Put my experience to work for you. Call 704-457-5000, the first call for injured workers.
All right, we're back, and Sandra King has been just nothing short of amazing and opening up and telling us ingredients, what to blend, what to try to give you some collagen and some extra energy and all kinds of things through K&B Smooth Nutrition. So right now, being that you're a business entrepreneur and successful one at that, please share with us some tips on how people can start their own businesses.
Well, first tip I would say, know your purpose, your why you're doing it.
Know your why. And you all type this. I know that you're some note takers out there. Type it in the comment section.
Yes.
Know your why.
Why are you doing it? What is your reason for doing it? What's the purpose? And, is that something that God has called you to do? I knew that that was my purpose in writing. Right. And I knew nutrition had always been part of that. And it just all came together for me. You have to be confident, have confidence in yourself. And you have to overcome fear. I think that was my main thing, fear and procrastination.
Overcome
fear. Yes. And my fear was fear of failure, and you had to ask yourself some tough questions like, there's so many other smoothie places, there's so many other juice places. And I had to just tell myself, you're different from everyone else. You know, everyone may have the same goal, nutrition, but what is your focus? What is your, and you have to be authentic. People know when you're authentic,
That's right.
and people trust you. And I don't take it lightly that people trust me to even blend their food. You know, that's a big thing when you're dealing with people's health, when you're dealing with people's
That's right.
life.
I'm
That's
glad
something
you're
I don't
saying that.
take for granted. Yeah. I just don't. I don't take that for granted, because that one thing that you do or don't do can really impact someone's life
That's
and
right.
their health, you know. So you have to be honest. And like I said, you have to have faith and know of your gifts, what it is, what you can offer. And I had to ask myself, like, Sandra, what is it that you really want people to know about your smoothies?
Right.
What is it that you want them to get out of your smoothies? So that was one of the main things I said. I know my biggest thing was I wanted to improve people's health. And I
That's
wanted
good.
to share to the world what it did for me, and it can do it for you, you know. And it wasn't about money, it wasn't about recognition. I really honestly wanted people's life to change, because I know how it changed my life. And I want people to get a different mindset of food, to think of food differently,
That's
because
good.
we don't always have options as other people. We may not have, you know, go in different areas, different locations, and we didn't have access to this or that. So I wanted to be more fluent around the world, and people are being more aware now of the impact of taking care of your body, doing the right things. But my thing would be just be bold, be confident, know what you're talking about. You just, like I tell people, I just didn't start blending overnight. I did
That's
lots of
right.
research on food and how it impacted your body, how it affects your mood swings, how it affects your health.
That's
You know,
good,
so
son.
it's like you have to really study those things and know, and just be confident. If you know that's what you love to do, and you know that's what you're passionate about, and you have to just dive in. That's what I did. I just, and I said, you know what? You only have one life, and I don't want to stand before God or just leave this earth and say, I had all these talents, I had all these gifts, and I wasted it. I did nothing with it, because that's the goal. What are you contributing to the world?
That's so
What's
good.
good to have this gift? That's just like knowing Christ is so good to all of us. That's just like having a good meal and you don't want to share it. You know, if you have a good meal, you're going to want to tell somebody. This is like being Christ. If you're spiritual, if
That's right.
Jesus did something for you, he changed your life, you're not going to want to hold that goodness to yourself and say, well, I'm just going to keep, I'm not going to tell anybody. You want to share it with people because you know how he changed your life, or you know
That's
how
right.
this changed your life. So you want to share it. So that's what I would say. Start
That's
with
good.
those simple steps, and it's just day by day. I'm still growing as an entrepreneur. I'm still learning things by connecting with different people. Always trying to be more creative. I'm always trying to learn more, educate myself more, grow more. And you just have to have a mindset of wanting. And sometimes you have to unlearn the things that you learn.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're saying so many powerful nuggets and tips that if you all are not taking these notes or able to just go back and watch the replay and apply these things, I can guarantee you that if you're listening to what Sandra is sharing from her heart, it is going to change the trajectory of your life. And I'm an avid believer that I do not want to go to my grave with all of my gifts and
Hmm.
talents surrounding me. Les Brown shares this story often. He does not want to go to his grave with all of the gifts and the talents that God trusted us with. And
Yes.
now they're mad because they have to go to the grave with us. I
Yes.
believe that we
Yes.
should use every gift and every talent
Every
that
gift.
God has put inside of us that we're capable and able to use. Now, we can't do
Hmm.
everything. I know we can't do everything at one time, but there are some
Right.
specific things that God put down on the inside of you that He trusts you with, that He
Yes.
wants you to use to salt this earth. And sometimes we're timid, we're nervous, we're not
Hmm.
sure. Is it going to be right? Is it going to be well received? If all of these what ifs and things that can hinder you from using your God given purpose.
Yes.
And I am grateful that you shared what you shared today, because I will live full and I will die empty. So whenever
Yes.
anybody remembers Kim, you're going to remember that I lived full. I did everything that I believed that
Yes.
God had purposed me to do. And I'm sure
Hmm.
you have too,
Yes.
Sandra.
You
And
want to be
I died empty.
fulfilled. Yes, you want to have an impact and you want to be fulfilled.
That's
And I
right.
can honestly say this past year, along with this year, I am truly fulfilled because I decided to just jump in and just do all the things that I know that I was called to do. I said, you know what? I'm no longer procrastinating.
That's
And
good.
I've always had a good work ethic, but when I have my mind set to do something, I'm gonna finish it to the end. And
Yes.
so that's just the type of person that I am. And I just believe strongly if you do that, then you'll be successful.
And I believe it
Just
right
keep that in
along
mind.
with you.
Hmm.
So I think that we've covered a whole lot on this
Yeah.
episode today. I do want to make sure that I let you all know that tomorrow, if you tune back in, you're going to be very pleased to talk with and have some interaction with our Freestyle Friday experts that's joining us. We have about 20 or so, and they rotate through on different Fridays. Well,
Yeah.
tomorrow you're going to hear from Ebony from Ebby Reviews, and she's going to be sharing some winter tips for makeup. How do we properly do our makeup for our winter tips? And she's over in the yellow dress. You have Athena Robertson, and she is our sunshine expert. She always just shares some words of wisdom and nuggets and things that's going to help us be better on our journey called life. So she's going to talk to us and deep dive on some things with that tomorrow. And Pam is our luxury event planning specialist. She's going to help you deal with how to plan some great events throughout 2023 and
Yeah.
what you need to do for it to be successful. All right.
That's
And she
awesome.
knows what she's talking about. So
Awesome.
those are our 3 Freestyle Friday experts tomorrow. I'm
Love it.
also going to be talking to you just to tell you that you'll notice my hair is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. You may not have noticed that, but I
I
will
did
be
notice.
talking about what's happening, the scissors and the things that I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So
Hmm.
you'll hear about that. And I'll also just let you in on a little thing that me and my mom did recently and what the outcome was of that. So get your mind right. We're going to have some fun tomorrow on
Okay.
Freestyle Friday.
Tune in, guys. Tune in.
And then I'll tell you too, on today, starting today, the Employee to Entrepreneur Summit is kicking off today. Go and get your ticket. You can screenshot this. I'm one of the speakers on broadcasting your own business. There are lots of dynamic speakers that's going to be there. Pamela Howard, who's one of our specialists on our show, she's one of the speakers as well. So you're going to hear quite a few speakers between the 12th through the 14th. And I'm talking specifically about how important it is to broadcast your own business, BYOB, your business. I'm talking about that. So make sure you go grab your complimentary ticket. It's employee to entrepreneursummit.com. Thank you so much, Tammy Jaffe and your team, for allowing me to be one of the speakers. What's the closing comment that you have, Sandra?
Live life fulfilled with purpose, with intention, with clarity. And I believe if you do those things, but in faith, you just have to have confidence and to live your best life. You want to live fulfilled and you want to keep, I always tell people I acknowledge Christ in everything I do.
Me
And
too.
that's the main reason I'm here. And like I said, I don't want to leave this earth with all these gifts and talents and not share it and share it with the world. And that's my main goal, is just to share health and nutrition with everyone. I want everyone to be well spiritually, mentally, physically.
Good.
That's my mission.
That's the
Changing one
mission.
blend at a time. Yeah.
Change what one?
One blend at a time.
One blend at a time. Make sure you all
Yeah.
know that she is changing the world one blend at a time.
At a
And
time.
so thank you also, ctrmedianetwork.com. Make sure you check out CTR Media Network because we stream the Kim Jacobs Show there in 350 million households, 46 countries. And so thank you so much to Dr. Tina Ramsey and her husband for allowing us to be a part of this platform, ctrmedianetwork.com. All right, listen, one blend at a time, everybody.
One blend at a time.
Stay connected with Sandra King on Instagram at KBS MOOTH Nutrit. Say it again. KBS
KBS Smooth Nutrit. So
Okay.
it's NUTRIT without the ION at the end.
I'm going there
So it's
right now.
kind of
If I don't do stuff right, then sometimes it's just like ridiculous. So I'm gonna go right now. Everybody, pull your phones out and let's just show some love to KBS
Smooth Nutrient.
Nutrient.
And you'll see all of my latest information there, all of my events I post there.
Okay, I'm
all of
following you
my
right now.
smoothies. Thank you.
And I'm going to have the Kim Jacobs Show follow you. Let me go back over here and type it in there. So you definitely have 2 more followers right now. Let's see. Smooth. Yep. I'm going to follow you from the show too. There you go.
Thank you.
And you can call her directly at 501-503-0774. All right.
Yes.
This is awesome. I have enjoyed myself so much.
Thank you so much for having me, Kim. I really enjoyed the conversation.
Oh, Mackenzie said, "Hey, I followed you too." Yay. If you're
Thank
following,
you,
if you're following her, go ahead and put in the comments section, I followed, and hashtag KBS
Move
Nutrition. Hashtag that, everybody. Let's get some trending stuff happening here. Hashtag KBS Smooth Nutrition.
Yes.
Everybody hashtag that and make sure that goes out across the globe today. All right, everybody. We've had a fantastic episode. We'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on The Kim Jacobs Show. Thank you. You're wonderful guests.
Thank you.
Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. You can. Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of The Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on The Kim Jacobs Show.